just because the whole world says something doesn't mean they're right. Graham Hancock's wrong, Billy Carson's wrong, and scientists are wrong. And all I want you to do is do a little thinking. The more we really ponder the world that's been built for us by the scientific establishment, the more it begins to fall apart into utter fantasy. We are told that Gobekli Tepe in Turkey dates to about 9500 BC to 8200 BC. We are told that it's old because it was underground and that it dates to the pre-pottery Neolithic. That sounds really impressive. Now, for those who don't know, the pre-pottery Neolithic is a term invented by Kathleen Kenyon. Yeah, she believes she came from a monkey. So, Kathleen Kenyon, when she found that the earliest levels of Jericho did not have pottery shards, she found this out in around 1952 to 1954. So she coined the term pre-pottery Neolithic for what she found at Jericho's ruins, and then the scientific establishment, they overlaid her new system and description over the entire world from one little excavation at Jericho. So the new dating assumption over the entire topography of the world was established by Established Scientifica. So now that they did that, any archaeological sites that do not yield pottery shards are to be dated now at 9500 BC to 8200 BC. My friends, that's how simple it is. That is exactly how they got the pre-pottery Neolithic model. So, it's just weird. It's also how they got pronounced. You guys got to help me. Is it Gobekli Tepe, however you say it? But you know what? This dating method, it's a problem. And it's a problem for a couple of reasons. You see, these gigantic moai, however you pronounce it, you guys seen them. Huge megalithic heads found all over Easter Island. They are found in the hundreds, and most of them were deep underground. Yeah, in the beginning I thought there was only 70 or 80 of them. Now they know that there's over 600 of them. They keep finding them, keep digging them up. Anyone can Google and see that scientists date these megalithic statues to about 1100 to 1650 AD. AD, guys, 500 years ago. It's insane. But you know what? We know it's ludicrous. These are very ancient and could have only been quarried, carved, transported, and erected when the island was much bigger than it is today. But that's another story. So, this is their dating, and this contributes to the scientific hypocrisy, for there has never been excavated ancient pottery from the Moya level artifacts. Thus, by their own system, Easter Island is supposed to be dated pre-pottery Neolithic. But Kenyon's system does not work for them there because they know the statues aren't that old, as old as 8000 BC. Further, the script found at Easter Island looks a lot like the relief seen all over Gobekli Tepe and the other tepe sites throughout Turkey. This is Rongo of Easter Island. Now, it's evidence of a written language in a pre-pottery culture, and scientists just can't have that happening, so they never tell you these things. And look at this Easter Island statue here. These reliefs resemble closely to what we see at Gobekli Tepe. You see this relief? This is Gobekli Tepe, and it's a pillar. And it introduces a whole new anachronism. An anachronism is something that has been completely misdated. This pillar at Gobekli Tepe, I think I'm getting good at it. Gobekli Tepe is supposed to be about 12,000 years old. And yet, it has reliefs very similar to the other pre-pottery site, shards of Easter Island. Or lack of shards. Neither one have pottery. So they have to be dated at the same time, right? But that's another problem. There's a handbag at the top of this pillar. In fact, there are 3 handbags at the top of this pillar. And this has been noted by many researchers. This has been noted to be precisely the same handbag seen in ancient Sumerian, Akkadian, and Babylonian and Assyrian reliefs. Look here. These reliefs all show handbags held by the Anunna and Anunnaki, and this is a problem because Sumerian culture had pottery. And Sumerian, Akkadian, Babylonian civilizations from which these particular reliefs are from specifically date to 2200 to 1200 BC. That's over 6,000 years after the youngest date of Kenyon's model for Gobekli Tepe. And it's only 4,000 years away from the date that Kathleen Kenyon invented this stupid dating system. Scientists apply the pre-pottery Neolithic standard of Kenyon to Gobekli Tepe because the ancient dating actually supports uniformitarianism, but they are silent about Easter Island because this same dating model, it could never be applied at all to Easter Island artifacts, which they know aren't that old. But this is okay, right? I mean, they're scientists and they get to choose what dating system they use, right? So between the hypocrites and handbags, we know Gobekli Tepe is not old, but actually dates to the Vapor Canopy period with Catalhoyuk, Jericho, Mohenjo-Daro, and other sites from around 2600 to 2200 BC. That a settlement is underground is not evidence of antiquity. Guys, Viking settlements from 900 years ago, they've been found right here in North America. And guess what? They were underground.